Hello from beautiful Edinburgh. My name is Jenny. Welcome to The Bear and the Fox. I'm back today with another roundup of our favourite picture books. One of our favourite kind of books are seasonal books, and today's episode is all about spring. So let's get started. First up is a popular classic, but I just had to include it. It's The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. I'm not even sure it's set in spring, but it just reminds me of this time of year. For those of you not familiar with the book, the caterpillar eats its way through lots of different kinds of fruit, different fruit every day of the week. And then the children's favourite bit, it eats its way through lots of other kinds of things, from ice cream and pickles all the way through to sausages and watermelons. And since you're probably all familiar with caterpillars and how they work, I don't think it's giving too much away by revealing that the caterpillar turns into a beautiful butterfly at the end of the story. This is a lovely wee book for introducing children to the butterfly life cycle, and it's very deservedly become a classic and should definitely not be missing from your library. Next up is a beloved favourite from my childhood. It is Spring Story from the Brambley Hedge series by Jill Barklam. I like to kick off each new season by revisiting the Brambley Hedge series. I've got the complete set, spring, summer, autumn and winter. And the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous and the attention to detail is just amazing. So here's one of the houses inside a tree that the mice live in, and it's just absolutely amazing, the detail that's been included. I've been reading the Brambley Hedge stories with my boys and they really love the little mice and their adventures too. So in Spring Story, Wilfred Mouse is celebrating his birthday and the rest of the Brambley Hedge crew come together to throw him a surprise party. So here's his mum preparing some of the food in the kitchen. Again, the detail in this is amazing. And I'll show you one more. Here they are having their amazing birthday picnic spread. It just makes you want to go out and have a picnic right this minute, though I think we might have to wait a little bit because spring seems to be a bit late this year. Book number 3 is called How Do Flowers Grow, and it's from Osborne. It's a non-fiction book rather than a storybook, but it's absolutely brilliant, so I really wanted to include it in the roundup. It's got over 40 flaps to lift and discover, and I was just going to show you the first page. The first page is How Do Flowers Grow? So here we've got a watering can, watering the plants. You can look under the ground, see the roots, and the flower is growing taller. Here, flowers need sun to grow. And it's got some textured bits as well, and it's just absolutely lovely. My boys love this, especially my 3-year-old. He just loves to sit and look at all the flaps, and then we read the text together. So I'll just quickly run you through the other pages. Why do plants have flowers? Where do seeds come from? Who plants all the seeds? Why do leaves fall? We're kind of getting into autumn territory here. And finally, the biggest, strangest and smelliest flowers. So if you're looking for an introduction to flowers and nature for slightly younger kids, then this is an absolutely brilliant book. Next up is Rosie Plants a Radish by Kate Petty and Axel Scheffler. Now, we have the German edition of this, but it is also available in English. This is another lift the flap book about growing things, but this time it is a story and not a non-fiction book. And it features Rosie the rabbit, who loves radishes so much that her friend Worm suggests, why doesn't she try and grow some? So Rosie goes off to buy some seeds, but when she opens the packet, she's very disappointed. Don't know if you can see her disappointed little face, to discover that they look nothing like radishes. They're just these little brown bits. But with the help of her friend, Rosie figures out what she has to do, and soon she's got the seeds in the ground. And so children can look under the flaps to see how the radishes are progressing, and the little worm gives you running commentary, which I think is really cute. So fast forward a little bit here, the radish almost done, and then at the end Rosie harvests some ginormous radishes, and she's really pleased because now she's got a big radish supply. The book also comes with some radish seeds. They're inside this pot here. If you look on the other side, you can open it to get them out. Now, we haven't used these yet. I'm not sure if they're still any good, but it's a lovely idea because if you have your own garden, then after reading the book, you can go out and you can copy Rosie and plant your own radish seeds. Unfortunately, this book seems to be out of print in both German and English, but if you manage to get hold of a copy from a third-party seller or you spot one in a second-hand bookshop, then do go for it because it's a really lovely book. My 7-year-old really likes it, and he wants to grow some own radishes or other vegetables in our little shared garden this year after reading this. And last but not least is another favourite from my childhood. It's called Lustiges Bouillabaisse, and it's a translation from the Swedish original by Astrid Lindgren with illustrations by Elon Wicklat. The Bouillabaisse stories follow 7 children in rural Sweden and the adventures they have throughout the year. This picture book is based on the 3 Bouillabaisse novels that Astrid Lindgren wrote, which I absolutely loved reading as a child. The novels are available in English under the title The Children of Noisy Village. I don't think that this picture book is actually available in English, but I wanted to include it in the roundup anyway because it's set in spring and the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. So here's the 7 of them sitting on a fence with the flowers starting to bloom. Here they are pulling each other in a wagon, having a little picnic. Then I've got some baby animals being born, and then at the very end having a little bonfire. Out of all the books we have set in spring, I think this is my absolute favourite. Just looking at the pictures makes me feel so ready for spring. And if you enjoy beautiful picture books, then even if you don't speak German or Swedish, you might want to try and get hold of a copy of this. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to check out any of the books in more detail, I will pop a link to my blog in the notes below. If you've got any other great picture books set in spring you'd like to recommend, or you would like to suggest a theme for a future book roundup, then please do leave a comment below and I will take those on board. And I will see you next time. Bye!